Hey everyone, today we've got a little bit of a longer bar video on my Facebook page. So we're going to do both sides, and if you can grab a chair, if you don't already have one set up, go grab one, pop the video on pause, go grab it. Try and get a high back chair, not just a bench or balcony, because we're going to use the front edge of the chair as well. So when you're ready, I'm just going to place both hands on the back of that chair, take a nice big step back, soft bend into the knees, and then just melt your belly and your chest down towards the mat or the floor. You don't need a mat for this class. I've just got one underneath me because it's a little bit prettier than my gross carpet at the moment. And then just start to take a little pedal out of those legs. So slowly bending one knee, then the other. So a little pedal out, little rotation through the neck. Try and let that head be heavy here. We hold that up all day. And you've got 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Slowly coming up to standing, and then just going to go for a little walk on the spot. So just getting some movement through those ankles, through those feet. Little walk on the spot, lifting those heels for 5 and 4, and then start to turn towards me for 3 and 2 and 1. Now bring those heels together, toes apart so they're in a V. You're just lightly resting on your support and take a soft bend into the knees. Your outside leg is going to point forward. It's in a little bit of external rotation there. Slowly sweep that leg out to the side, back behind you, and then bend it to bring it forward. Sweeping it out to the side and then slowly sweeping it forward. Maybe lifting that outside hand up overhead and you're just sweeping it out. Nice big circles, getting that hip nice and warm. Keep a soft bend through that standing leg as well. So you're firing up those quads. Last 2. And last 1. And then big step out to the side into your second position. Slowly release from your support. And let's take the hands up. Nice deep breath in. And then exhale, come into a beautiful plie. Wrap those knees out over your little toes. Breathe in and out. Breathing in. Exhale it out. So you should feel like you're sliding down that imaginary wall behind you, not hinging forward, not back bending either. And we've got 5 more. And 4. Let's pick up the pace a little for 3 and 2. On this next one, stay low. Little pulses up and down, up and down, up and down. Really good. Even lower. Wrap those thighs out, and we'll add a little bit of arms here as well. So right hand lifts and lowers, left hand lifts and lowers. You keep those pulses going. Those legs should be pretty warm. Awesome. Last 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. So good. Turn to face your support. So bend into your front leg, lighten the back toes, step your back leg forward and back. So it's a really slow, controlled sort of knee repeater here. All your weight is in that standing leg. So have a quick look down. Make sure you're grounding that heel, relaxing those toes. And then sit a little lower. And if you want, you can add those arms reaching over your chair, sweeping back over your chair, sweeping back for 8 and 7. Last 6 and 5. 4 more. 3 more. 2 and 1. Big step forward with your big toe, right? Little pulses down and down and down and down. So you're still keeping your weight in that standing leg, and then you're going to start to pedal out those legs, keeping that little pulse going. So a little pedal out, lifting one heel, then the other. Keep that little pulse going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finish with the other heel lifted. Alrighty, place your hands on that support. Step that leg back and in. So you should have swapped legs. Make sure you have. You've got the other leg going in and out, in and out. Awesome. Maybe adding those arms, sweeping forward and back. Make sure you're sitting low into that standing leg, getting that glute fired up, those quads fired up as well. And we've got 8 more. Get even lower for 6 and 5. Last 4. 3 more. 2 more. Last one, big toe forward, little pulses up and down, weights in that leg. Little pulses for 8 and 7, 6 more, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big step back. You're turning, I'm facing back towards you. I'm turning my back towards you. Step your feet out nice and wide. I will turn around so you can see me. And you've got those nice plies up and down. So you're literally just straightening the legs, bending them, wrapping those knees over your little toes, adding those arms as well. Deep breath in, exhale it out. Deep breath in, exhale it out. Now on this side, if you want, maybe lifting those heels at the top and lower down. Heels at the top and lower down. So I want you to keep that going. I'm gonna bring this chair over as you keep going, breathing in, exhale out. Inhale and out. Adding that heel lift again. And we've got 3 more. And 2, a little bit different on this side. Last 1, come down, open those arms out to the side. Can you lift the right heel up, lower it down. Lift the left heel and lower. Keep that going. Single heel lifts, don't worry about which one you're lifting. Just one at a time for now, but stay low in those hips. Good. Can you add the arms? So same arm, same leg. Yes. So good. All right. Can we do both heels, both arms? But stay low. If it's too challenging, too wobbly, you stay with single for 4 and 3. Last 2 and last 1. Awesome work. Glue those heels together, slide in towards your chair. Set your legs up, or your feet up, sorry, in that V, heels together, toes apart. Wrap those thighs out, soft bend into your knees, and you've got the other leg, the outside leg going forward, sweeping out and coming back in. Good, sweeping out and coming back in. Just getting some nice rotation, movement through that hip socket. So good. Last 4, 3, and 2. Last one. Awesome work. Alrighty. Turn to face your chair. Feet are going to be, I'm going to turn a slight diagonal so you guys can see what I'm doing. Feet are hip distance apart, parallel to each other. Hands are resting just lightly on the back of your chair. Slowly lift those heels up and melt them down. Lifting them up and down. So if you've done bridging before, I want you to think peeling heels up, melting hips down. So you're not just letting gravity pull those heels down, you're lifting with control, lowering with control. You're controlling your feet and the mobility through your ankles and your feet. Alrighty, 4 more. And 3. Last 2. And then keep those heels lifted. Push the knees forward. Imagine you're still sliding your back down a wall, and then lift those legs to straighten and then lower those heels down. So we lift for 1, bend for 2, straighten for 3, lower for 4. Lift, bend, lift and lower. Now you can start to pick up the pace a little bit more. You can take it slow and controlled. I quite like to sort of play with floating one hand up and then floating the other hand up, making it a little bit prettier, a little bit more fun. But make sure it feels like you're pushing those knees forward. They're not knocking in towards one another. They're literally like little train tracks going forward. And you're not hinging forward towards the back of your chair. You're keeping those shoulders over your hips there. Alrighty, let's go 1 more each side. So I've got 1 more to the right hand lifting, and then 1 more to the left. Awesome work. And then I'm going to lift the heels and bend those knees, little pulses down and down and down. And if I really want to challenge my balance, I float one hand off and then the other. And I need to pick a point to focus on and not look around too much. Otherwise I get really shaky and a bit wobbly. And I've still got those heels lifted and I'm still getting lower. And I've got another 8 and 7, last 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, no one move. Hands come back to the back of your chair. Clap the knees together and open. Clap and open. And then get even lower for 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Take a big step back, fold over at your hips and breathe. Take that little pedal out through those legs like you did at the start. Wiggle those hips side to side. And then we're slowly coming all the way back up. I'm going to turn to face me, one hand on the chair, and the feet are going to be hip distance apart, but you're going to stagger those feet. So I want you to lift those heels, step the leg that's closest to the chair a little bit further back, and the outside leg a little bit further forward. So they're just about the width of the chair apart. All right, it's like a baby step forward. Baby step forward, sort of a big step forward. All right, bend those knees, push the knees forward, and then stand up nice and tall. So you're bending those knees forward and standing up nice and tall, keeping those heels lifted. I want you to squeeze your back glute to help you stand up. And you should feel like you're going up and down on a lift, like straight up and straight down. Good. Each time you come down, try and get a little bit lower. Really work the front of those legs, those ankles. And we've got 4 more, then we're staying low in 3 and 2. And then stay nice and low. From here, you're taking a little pelvic tuck and release. Tuck and release. And I want you to squeeze your glutes, squeeze your bum to take that little tuck and release. And then get even lower in those legs. And I know you can already feel them, but you're going to stay with me. And we've got 5 more. And then we're going to add on in 3 and 2. And then hold it there. We're going to come up for 2, keep that pelvic tuck going. And then down for 2. Lifting up for 2 and down for 2, and up for 2 and down for 2, and up for 2 and down for 2, and up for 2. Keep going, down for 2. Try and get a little lower. If you've got some music, it's kind of a bit of fun. And up for 2 and down for 2. Last 2 and down. Last 1. We're going to finish down, little pulses up and down. Up and down, up and down for 8, 7, 6, and 5. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Step back, glue those legs together for my preggies. If it feels a little bit better, take your feet a little bit wider. From here, you're just going to lower those heels, lift those heels, lower and lift. So remember, options are feet hip distance apart, a little bit wider for my preggies. Otherwise, the legs gluing together, squeezing those inner thighs together. Add the outside arm as those heels lift. Inhale, exhale. Don't forget about the breath as we're moving. It's super important and super helpful. We want to make sure we're not holding our breath. Alrighty, let's add a little bit of a squat and a hinge from the hips. So we lift up, lower the heels, hinge forward, sweep that arm back. Stand up nice and tall and hinge. Stand up tall and hinge. 5 more. And 4. Last 3. 2 more. Last 1, and we're going to stay low. Take your outside leg back behind you, toe to the floor. I've just turned on a diagonal because I've got a wall behind me and I'll hit it. And you guys can see me here. Reach both that leg and that arm back. Soft bend into your standing leg. Lift the back limbs up and tap down. So arm and leg lift and lower. Lift and lower. And make sure you're nice and light on your chair. You're not scrunching up your shoulders. You're not trying to rest too much onto that chair and hold on to it for dear life. And squeeze that back butt cheek. Squeeze those hamstrings up. 5 more. And 4. Last 3. And 2. And then keep everything lifted. Little pulses up with that leg. If you want, pulse the pinky finger up to the ceiling as well. And squeeze the back of that arm. 8 more. And 7. Last 6. 5. 4. 3. 2, hold everything still, bring your hand to your hip. Now your bottom heel is going to lift up and lower down, lift up and lower down. So you want to try and stay at the same height. You're not bobbing up and down. It's the knee pushing forward, heel lifts, and then heel lowers. So heel lifts, knee pushes forward, and then lowers. And you keep lifting that back leg up. You're not letting your ribs flare out here. And you've got 4 more, and 3. Last 2, and then keep that heel lifted, little circles with that back leg, little circles. So good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it there, reverse those circles. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Stand up nice and tall. Go for a little pedal out with those legs. Take a little walk on the spot. And then you're going to turn that chair around to face in. I'll fix this mat that always wants to scrunch up on me. Then you're going to sit on the edge of your chair. Not chill out time yet. From here, wrap those fingers around the edge of your chair. Slowly slide your bum just off the chair and then bend your elbows, chest open, straighten up those arms. So you're going to take a little bend and straighten. Now you want to try and create little right angles at those elbows. Awesome. And it should feel like the back of your body, the back of your pelvis is just grazing the back of that chair. You're not pushing those hips forward or anything like that. And you've got 4 more. And 3. Last 2. Try and use more arms, less legs. Hold the next one down. Little pulses up and down for 8 and 7. Last 6. 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2. Hold, hover just for 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up. Big shoulder roll. Maybe reaching those hands up, interlacing those hands, pushing them away from you. Little tuck of the chin as you push those hands away. And you'll slowly come up to standing. Bring that chair over to the other side, so whichever side you haven't done. And then when you're ready, lightly holding onto your chair, step the outside leg forward and the leg closest to your chair back. So you're in that little split stance again, right? Lift those heels up and you're bending those knees down and then slowly coming up. Bending those knees and then slowly coming up. So again, it's like you're in a lift going up and down, pushing those knees forward, squeezing your back butt cheek to lift. And each time you come down, you're trying to come down a little lower. Oh, those quads, yeah, awesome. Try and keep those heels lifted the whole time. So good. 4 more. Then we've got that little pelvic tuck release in 3 and 2, and then hold it low. All right, so little tuck, squeeze your back glute and release. Little tuck, release, and tuck, release, tuck, release. Stay low in those legs. Sometimes they sort of want to start to straighten up on us and you're not going to let them. Make sure you're not gripping onto your support for dear life. And we've got 5 more, and then we've got that little up and down in 3 and 2 and 1. Keep that tuck going, lifting up for 2 and down for 2 and up for 2 and down for 2 and up for 2 and down for 2. Keep going. Trying to get a little bit lower. Squeeze that back butt cheek as you tuck and tuck. Good. Keep going. So good. A little bit of coordination required here to go up and down and tuck and release. Few more, and then we've got those little pulses down. Let's do 2 more. Awesome. Come all the way up. Last one down. 1 more up. Good. Come down, little pulses. Whew. So good. Little pulses down and down and down just for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it there and then step those legs back. Heels are still lifted. You know your 2 options. Legs together, hip distance apart, or a little bit wider if that's better for my preggies. Lower those heels, lift the heels. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. So I want you to squeeze everything to the middle if those legs are together. Let's add that arm lifting up and down. Breathing in and out. And a few more, we're going to make it a little bit bigger with that little squat and hinge forward. So 4 and 3. Last 2. Last 1. Lower heels, hinge forward, squat, sweep that hand back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Trying to just make it a little bit more flowy, a little bit bigger. Should feel good. 4 more. And we're holding at the bottom in 3 and 2. And then on the next one, you hold down. Hold it there. Long, long, long spine. Soft bend into those knees. Your outside leg goes back with that hand. You're light on your support, lifting and lowering. Make sure that hip doesn't roll open. It's not an external rotation. You can think like wrapping pinky toe down to the floor. So everything lifts, everything lowers, and you've got all your weight in that standing leg. So it's like you can float that hand off the chair and make those toes. So let's have a quick look at them, let them go. Squeeze this butt cheek, squeeze a little crease here to lift that leg. 5 more, then we've got pulses in 4 and 3. Last 2, and then hold and lift, little pulses up and up. You can pulse that pinky finger as well for 8 and 7. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it there. Now lift your front heel up and lower down, up and lower down. You can bring that hand to your hip if that just feels a little bit nicer. And make sure you're not going like up and down. It's a push of the knee forward and lower that heel. And your leg might be shaking, mine's shaking a little bit. It's a lot of work today. Make sure you're sort of facing down towards the floor. So the shoulders and the hips are square. So good. Alrighty, 4 more. And we've got those circles in 3 and 2. And then keep that heel lifted, little circles of that back leg, really small, point those toes. Make sure your ribs haven't started to fall out and your back bending here. You want to keep that lower back long, so keep tucking your tailbone towards your back heel and then reversing those circles. So good, keep them small. I should barely be able to see them for 6 and 5. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. So good, stand up, go for a little walk on the spot. Rinse that out. When you're ready, let's do another set of those arms. So I'm going to turn my chair around to face me. I'm going to add on some other things. So when you're ready, sit on the edge of your chair. Fingers, think meerkat, little meerkat, over the edge of your chair. Alrighty, start with your ankles pretty much underneath your knees and then slide your bum forward. Shoulders right away from your ears. Bend those elbows back and straighten up. So same as before, then we'll start to add on little bits. Remember, elbows straight back to the edges of your chair behind you. Creating those beautiful little right angles there. And then think like standing up nice and tall. Bend, standing up nice and tall. But try not use your legs, just use the arms. And then on the next one, we're going to add a little pulse at the bottom. Little pulse. And straighten, little pulse and straighten, little pulse and straighten. So keep that going. If it's feeling good, you can start to float a leg up as you lower. So you can float a leg up, place it down, float the other leg up and place it down. And we keep going. If you need to take a little break at any time, totally do that. These arms are pretty strong. So good. Alrighty, let's go 2 more each side, or 4 more in total. And 3. And 2. Last 1. Good. Hold it there, hold it there. Then can we slowly bend those elbows for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. 1 for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And oh gosh, that was good. Big shoulder roll, lifting those shoulders up to your ears, down your back. Maybe taking full arm circles here. Let's do that. Nice big arm circles. Whew. And then the other direction. Alrighty, last few little bits. We'll finish with the chair, but I just want you to slide it to the side for now, just out of the way. Let's take those feet out nice and wide, coming back into our second position. So the toes are out at like 10 and 2 if there was a clock on the floor. From here, take a soft bend into those knees, wrap those thighs out over your little toes, little pulses up and down. Bring those hands out, soft bend into those elbows. Awesome, so last bit of full body work to finish us off, and then we'll take a few minutes to cool down. So little pulses up and down, up and down. Now I want you to keep those pulses going. Can we lift one heel up? Keep those pulses going, and then lower that heel down. And then lift the other heel up, whew, and then lower it down. Go ahead, and then we speed it up. Lift and lower, and lift and lower, and a lift and lower. Maybe add those hands up and down and up and down, up and down. So good. Keep those pulses going. Keep those pulses low as well. Awesome. Let's go 15 more seconds here. I do have a clock behind me, so I know where we're at. Awesome. Last 5 and 4. 3 more. 2 more. Last 1 and lower down. Zip those legs up. Squeeze your breath in and exhale. Breathing in and out. 2 more. Last one. And then stay nice and low. Keep wrapping those thighs out. Turn the palms up to the ceiling. Elbows into your side waist. Reach those arms out. Elbows in and reach. Elbows in and reach. I want you to feel like you're going to touch the side walls next to you. That's how much you're reaching out with those arms. Make sure you're not starting to back bend here. Keep those ribs down. You're not flaring your chest open. And then I want you to get a little bit lower in those legs. Keep wrapping those thighs out. Try and wiggle your toes. And breathe for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Reach those hands out. Turn them to face me, thumbs up. Start to circle those arms. I want you to feel that movement coming from your shoulder socket, so the upper arm bone here, as opposed to just the hands moving in circles. So nice, small, controlled circles here, like the size of your dinner plate. And let's add a little pulse of those legs. Up and down, up and down. So good. A few more in this direction, and then we're reversing those circles. In 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Reverse those circles. Keep those pulses going. Keep those shoulders soft. Keep reaching with those fingers for 5 and 4. Last 3, last 2, last 1. So good. Turn those palms up. Tap your shoulders open out. Tap your shoulders open out. So now I'm going to add those pulses again, but I want you to start to heel toe your feet in. So toes in, heels in, toes in, heels in. A little bit of coordination there. Till those legs are together or hip distance apart. Right, keep those taps going. Bring those elbows in. Tap and release. Keep pulsing with those legs. Up and down, up and down. Get even lower, even lower. Stick your tailbone out. You've got long spine here. 5 more. And 4, 3 more, 2 more, and then reach those hands out, sit even lower, even lower, even lower. Squeeze those legs together if they're together. Stick your bum out, but don't let the ribs flare out. And then stand up nice and tall and sit nice and low. Stand up nice and tall and then sit low, hinge forward. Squeeze your glutes at the top. It's like you're sitting back into that chair. Maybe the chair's already there. Actually, that's a good idea. Little tap and stand up. Little tap and stand up. Don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. But that's how low I want you to sit. Let's go 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2. And then you're staying nice and low. Little taps up and down, up and down, up and down. Take your hands a little wider if your shoulders are tight. And we've got 5 and 4. Last 3, 2 more. Last 1, stand up. So good. Big shoulder roll, everyone. All right, let's take a couple of minutes to stretch that all out and take a few deep breaths. So you can take the front of your chair or the back of your chair, soft bend in the knees, like we started, hands down, bum back, long spine, little pedal out of those legs, little shift of those hips side to side, maybe looking under one underarm, then the other underarm. And if you've been in my classes before, you'll know our little freestyle and backstroke swim. So you'll just take one hand back, open up, sweep it up to the ceiling and down. And then the other hand goes back, up and down, back up and down. You keep that going. Nice big arm circles, maybe following that hand so you get some rotation through that neck movement there. And then when you're ready, slowly moving that into your back stroke. So you take the arms in the opposite direction, reaching up to the ceiling, back behind you, down to the floor. And we've got 4 more. And 3. Last 2. And last 1. Good. Bring both hands back. Send your tailbone back. Feel lots of length through your spine, like you've got the longest version of yourself right now. And then slowly coming up to standing, taking a nice deep breath in, sweep those hands up. Slowly connect those hands, draw them down to your heart. Place one hand onto your heart and then one hand onto your belly. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Breathing in through the nose and letting it go. One more deep breath in and out. You are all done, everyone. So good. 30 minutes of sweat and fun. Hope to see you online on the chair, on the mat, in my space very soon.